Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Bailey here. In the last video, we mentioned that programmatic media buying allows advertisers to target desired audiences on an impression level across the entire internet. Before we dive into the glorifying and tempting concepts of programmatic, I think it is important to tackle the basics first. In this video, I want to talk about the most basic units in media buying, which is impressions. The unit price is usually measured by per thousand impressions, or it's also called CPM. What is a median impressions? According to the Interactive Advertising Bureau, impression is the measurement of responses from a web server to a page request from the user's browser, which filtered it from robotic activities and error codes, and it's recorded at a point as close as possible to the opportunity for user to see the page. This is a very technical definition, and it briefly covers the technology behind ad serving, which is probably worth its own video. My more down-to-the-earth definition of impression is that it's the opportunity for your ads to be seen by potential audiences. It measures how many times your ad is shown. Each time your ad gets displayed, it will be counted as an impression. It doesn't matter if the user is clicking or really paying attention to your ads. You can adjust audience targeting or serve as many viewable impressions as possible to minimize budget waste. A viewable impression is when the ad appears at least 50% on the screen for more than 1 second. We can definitely do another video on how viewability would affect performance for different types of campaigns. However, right now I just want to point out that not viewable impressions don't equal to fraudulent impressions. An ad can be displayed at the bottom of a page, and the user can exit the page without scrolling all the way down to the bottom, which made that impression not viewable, but it is still a valid impression. As mentioned in the IAB definition, we would exclude any detectable fraudulent impressions, which means robotic activities or error codes, in any impressions related calculations, as we are not going to pay for them. Some people would confuse impressions with ad slots. A ad slot is a blank space reserved by publishers on a web page where ads can be displayed. The dimensions are usually specified as horizontal, then vertical. Ad slots determines the position and dimensions. Impressions are the display of ads in the ad slot. Digital advertising existed long before programmatic media buying comes into play. Probably around 1994, advertisers had started buying digital advertising inventories. In the early stage, the buying process for digital media was similar to the buying process of traditional media. In a traditional world, when you open your cable TV 8 p.m. at night, if you and your friends are watching the same shows, you are probably getting the same ads. Similarly, in the early digital advertising age, if we all open the same article on New York Times, we will also see the same ads in the same position. Advertisers would buy all the impressions for certain ad slots on a given page during a given period of times. That's pretty much like an advertiser buying the ad slot for a certain amount of times. Therefore, at that time, site traffic is a crucial metric when choosing what publishers to buy from, as it determines the impression scale. In the early 2010s, programmatic media buying started to emerge. It enables advertisers to buy media on an impression basis and to avoid wasting their budgets on irrelevant impressions. Scale is less of a concern at this point, as advertisers don't have to limit themselves to several selective publishers. They can easily buy from almost the entire internet. Now, if we open the same article on New York Times, we would probably see different ads, and each is more relevant to our individual life. We will talk about how technology helps us achieve that in the future video. That's it for today's video. I hope now you would have a better understanding of media impressions and how it is different from an ad slot. For the next video, I will be focusing on the technology and evolution of programmatic media buying. If this video is helpful to you, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be continue to post more digital marketing related videos in the future.